Hey guys, Brent's finally here.
Yeah.
And Dustin.
He finally came out from under the table.
He sure did.
Is there anything in my beard?
No, just a bunch of nothing. Anyways.
This is our third episode, and I'm going to do my topic today, which is a non-sexual fantasy that you wish would happen to you. It could be anything, so that's what today's episode is on Stuffed. So the topic again is fantasies that are not sexual that you wish would happen to you.
I'm going to go first on this one, so I'm going to set the little story up here. I was about, 7 or 8, and I just got this really cool bike for my birthday. It was a blue BMX with the, I forget, the wheels. It wasn't like the 3, but it was just the solid piece of plastic on them. It looked so awesome. So I got that right. And on one Sunday, my family, we went to Sears or something, and of course I left my bike in the backyard, and we kind of live in the ghetto area. So we come back from shopping, and my bike is gone. It is completely just gone. And actually worse than that, the person who stole it, I imagine is some 15-year-old punk kid. He left his shitty fucking beach cruiser that was all rusted, and it was just like a giant slap in the face. It was so awful. And again, I can't remember if I was 7 or 8. So I go from the highest high of having this sweet BMX to the lowest low of it getting stolen and it getting replaced by the shittiest bike ever. Now my actual fantasy is, not recently I guess, but as I became an adult and I go back to that moment, I think I would like my current self, 6'8", 350, to go into a time warp and come up right behind that person who, as they're stealing my bike, and just beat the shit out of them.
Now this fantasy and the time warp, or do you come out like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator, just butt naked? Because that'd be even funny.
Well, I think that was a given because only organic stuff goes through the time loop. So, okay, anyways, I would probably start off with a...
Hot, that means you would come out naked.
That's true.
Hot.
I would start my moves off wrestling style. I would run and grab the back of his head and use my entire body weight to slam him down face first. And then probably just go on from there, just curb stomping him. And
I already said no sexual fantasies, Dustin.
Anyways, that's probably my number one fantasy. It's not even that... Other than time travel, it's not really that outlandish. I just want to beat the shit out of the sack of shit that actually stole my bike and left me with a shitty one. I wouldn't want to kill him. I don't think. I would want to cripple him and make him kill himself. I think that would be better.
You're what? So you're basically telling us you're a grown adult, 6 foot. What are you?
6 foot. I'm 6 foot, between 7 and 8. And I'm currently 340 pounds, 341 or something.
You'd rather get a time warp, go back to the past, and beat a 15-year-old up instead of be able to find him now and kick his ass.
Well, that was... I didn't know that he was a 15-year-old, but that would be much better. I'm sure it would be just as easy because he's probably some junkie or he's probably dead from drug
probably
use.
This guy.
It's probably Brent.
It was a bitch in BMX, by the way.
And it's funny that you said that. It's why wouldn't I just go back in time and pick the winning lotto numbers or something and become rich? I would actually rather just inflict so much pain upon this guy than actually win the actual lottery. So that's my number one non-sexual fantasy. Although apparently these guys made it sexual always.
I can't help it. I feel like he's admitting to spending his whole adult life dreaming about beating up 15-year-old kids. So
what can I say?
Well, my most awesome fantasy. Well, I'm a big Star Wars fan, and so what I dream about that would come true is me having not only a lightsaber but force powers. Now there's some motherfucker that's out there that
steals BMX bikes.
Well, that too. But there's some asshole out there that you just want to force choke, like Tyler.
I might like it.
But that would be if you're choking him. that would probably be in a sexual manner, and we said non-sexual.
That's true. But force lightning, force choke, and a lightsaber, unstoppable.
I mean, that's pretty like common, I guess, but you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, an actual lightsaber, like you could just. I mean, if I had a lightsaber with that kid still on my bike, I could like chop his legs off.
Hey, that
maybe I could like borrow it when I go into the time warp.
Yeah, no, anytime, man, anytime.
You could probably get a nicer bike nowadays too. If you'd rather go beat this kid up over a bike from like 1993 or whatever.
It's my fantasy.
It's not the fact that he wants the bike; it's the principle of the matter.
Or you could come with me through the time warp, and you would be butt naked. Also, that's not the point. But you could use your force choke or force crunch abilities and like bust his kneecaps and stuff like that.
Right, that works. That works. That works.
Yeah, I mean you can't really go wrong with. That's actually more. What's the word? It's a better technical like fantasy than mine. Mine's just like vindictive rage against a 15-year-old probable kid.
That is true. In addition to that fantasy, I want to be a Jedi, but with using force choke and force lightning, I wouldn't have. I couldn't be a regular Jedi. I would have to be like right in the middle, because there are some days where I'm a nice guy, and then there are some days where I just want to be a dick.
You want to be a nasty woman?
No, I want to be a bad hombre. Now there's a difference.
So Brent's is definitely better than mine. Let's see what Tyler has to offer. This is his topic after all.
Yeah, it is. Well, you said non-sexual fantasies, but I do want to say that my sexual fantasy already came true. Stuff between these
not
two
yet,
guys.
not until that's the next video we're shooting.
My fantasy, it's not going back in time, kicking someone's ass or getting Jedi powers. I literally, this has been a thing for me for the longest time, just wanted to get into a car chase. Like a really awesome action movie style car chase. Not being chased by police, because I'm not a douche, I'm not a bad hombre like you said. Just a car chase. I don't care who's chasing me or who I'm chasing. I just want to get into one really badly. I think it'd be the funnest, most dangerous thing I could ever do, and it would be awesome.
When he brought up the subject, we talked a little bit before the video, and he's like, your number one most non-sexual fantasy. I thought for sure it was going to be a Batman thing or a Weezer thing, like probably some sort of combination. He wants to get in a car chase in the Batmobile, probably.
Like, I just want to literally get chased by somebody in a car, drift around a corner in the alley, crash the boxes. Maybe you on the side, shooting the guy riding a BMX bike behind you.
Well, that would be awesome, too. I'm a big action movie fan, but I hate car chases. I would never want that. You have the worst fantasy ever.
You don't think that would be fun to get into a car chase at all?
I'm like the safest driver ever, actually. Like, I'd seriously go 3 miles under the speed limit at all times.
Me too, and that's why I want to at least once. I don't know.
Let me interject. Now, if we're going to bring up the Batman, you have to ask yourself which Batmobile you would want to get in a chase with. Would you want to do the Dark Knight Batmobile? Would you want to do the new Batmobile in the Batman vs Superman, or would you want to do the old, more comic style Batmobile,
like the Tim Burton one?
Yeah, that one's probably the best one.
Originally, I would say the Tim Burton one, hands down. Even though I like the Dark Knight better. I'm sorry. But actually, the new one, Batman vs Superman, is really awesome, and I would actually probably choose that one. It's kind of like a mix between the newer one and the Tim Burton one, almost a little bit.
I don't remember anything about that one, the new one, but I just remember a lot about the Tim Burton one. It has voice-activated shields and missiles and Gatling guns, of course, and technology that's pretty relevant today, back 25 years ago. So, but anyway, I guess it's Batman, so it doesn't really matter.
The Tim Burton one's a classic, and I'd probably be a tie between the new one and that one. But nonetheless, I just want to get into a damn car chase with somebody, and somebody on the internet needs to find me and chase me down the street in a vehicle.
Would you want it with guns, the gun battle as well, or just not? The car chase? See, I can get along with that. And you need to basically there needs to be a tie-in guy walking down the street with I don't know, some a basket full of fruit or something. I feel. And then you need to narrowly miss him, but make him spill his basket of fruit. That's every action movie ever. Just so come on, what you doing?
And I want to do that one thing where you reverse and then you drift and spin and they go straight. That would be so awesome. I do that in video games. I'm not even kidding. I constantly on Grand Theft Auto and stuff. I will try to do that.
I'm sure everyone's done this where you play Grand Theft Auto. I think we were playing 4 at the time. Maybe it was one before. I don't know. Anyways, so we played, and we were just trying to like cause mayhem and make each other laugh the hardest. And so the hardest that I made all my other friends, not these guys, laugh was I did that exact turn, and it was just like so perfectly executed and like barely like narrowly missed other cars and pedestrians and just drove perfectly. It was like the funniest thing ever.
Oh, you can't say that if you got in a car chase and you survived the whole entire thing. That'd be an awesome story. You'd feel like a badass at the end.
But I would be scared shitless the whole time because I don't like driving.
You're a bitch who has to go back in time to beat up a 15-year-old.
Hey, you better watch out because I'll go back in time and beat your 15-year-old.
He didn't say it was a 50. He said he imagined it being a 15-year-old.
That's even worse. He's imagining that.
It could have actually been some punk-ass 35-year-old.
Then he's beating up somebody who's like 90 right now.
You never had that fantasy where it's like some kid that picked on you or something in school where you wish you can go back to that moment in time with your current like size and strength, but like you look like you're, whatever, 4'2" and like 80 pounds, but you're really you and just like boom, boom.
I take pills to block all that stuff.
So you don't murder people? I guess that's probably a good thing.
Anyway, so you want to beat up 15-year-olds, you want to choke people, and I just want to get into a car chase. I feel like I'm the more innocent one here.
Well, I didn't really necessarily say I wanted to choke people. I just said I wanted Jedi powers.
But I think you did mention choking. We'll have to check
I did.
camera.
I did.
You're on film. You know what they did to us?
It was just additional.
Men on film.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up. Why don't you guys, comment if you like the video and subscribe, of course. And if you want to join in the action, tell us your fantasy, not a sexual. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
And remember, when you see him on the street, chase him down an alleyway.
And if you're a 15-year-old kid, don't steal my fucking bike.
Don't piss me off or I'll force choke you.